first play, going to throw it. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Second down, Howell back to pass. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times. And
the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
The Cowboys make over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Howell out of the shotgun. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Osa Odighizuwa coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield.
Pardon me, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Now they go play action with Howell. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head front, trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee. Maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. Howell's throw taken in by Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. Howell down to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And that one results in 35 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Howell looking to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 19-yard line.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. And Howe will throw it. That one complete out to Dotson. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
It's Howe with another throw. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Prescott now. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Thomas has got it, complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Now Howe. Got a man, it's Gibson, complete. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll run with Gibson. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Throwing here, Howell. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. Gibson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
A 3-yard loss. It's now 4th down and 4.
Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Sly able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Prescott steps away to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job of improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now Prescott. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Chase Young gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. It got his man, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 35.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller, because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. It's a room to maneuver. A big play there on the catch and run. 49 yards. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just Elliott. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. One man in the backfield. That's Elliott on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him again. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
From the 4 now, 3rd and goal. Here's Elliott, and he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. And my goodness, another interception. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation. He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. They go to Elliott again. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today. Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's taken to the 26. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
Here we go. There's a 54 right here. 26.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Prescott. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Again, it's Elliott. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So after a good run by Zeke, another first and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Running wide side, Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. Brett Maher now for the Cowboy field goal. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. Maher able to put this one through, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. On first down, Howell. Got a man, it's Brown. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now second and 4 from the 31. Here's Howell to throw on second down. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Now throwing on first down here. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on second and 4. Faking the handoff, Howell. flush to his right. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And once more, Howell back to the air. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. 1st down, Howell to throw. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. 2nd down, Howell now. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw, Howell. And that will be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here we go, here we go.
Fourth down, Howell, desperation time. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for him. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Let's go now.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
The tackle by Devil Moore. 2 yards on the pickup.
Foul. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Micah Parsons in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Washington on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd down and 12. Powell, he'll look to throw it. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Here we go, set.
So here we go, 4th down. Howell. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington 1st down and an exhale there as they convert on 4th. Howell's throw complete here to his receiver Brown. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they go play action with Howell. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marquise Bell. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Prescott. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
On 3rd down, Elliott. Room here to run. 72 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for 2nd down.
You see that celebration from him after that stop? Those corners don't normally have the chance to get behind the line of scrimmage and hand them big losses. So when he got that opportunity, he certainly made it a memorable one.
So now then, the big loss sets up 2nd and 19. A handoff left, Elliott. And he's got room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A give to Elliott running left. And they'll get this down to the 10. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the